Hello, hi, this is Rani Ahmed with you, and this is lesson 25 in how to program TCL on Cisco routers. Now, this is I'm going to talk about how to write a port scanning script. So, the IP versus its to be scanned ports, okay, are on on a file, and they come in this fashion, like there's the IP, semicolon, the first port to scan on this IP, okay, next port, the next, and the next, and the next, all for this IP, okay. As much as you want, you can add as much as you want of ports, okay, versus this IP, okay. Similarly for the next one. So I take them line by line, okay, and for each line I take the IP separately and join it recursively with every port listed here, okay, port number listed here. So this is the script we're going to show, and in this lesson I'm going to talk about two new commands of TCL. There's catch and there is socket, okay. Now, first of all, let's see what's catch and socket. Now, this procedure is the one that does the port scanning for one IP and one port, okay? So, it's called connect. Okay, it's not the connect command that you see on Cisco, okay? That's a different thing. So, because the connect command on the Cisco router is just like a telnet client, simple telnet client. Now, if catch, okay, if catch when it's run, okay, it's not giving you a 0, okay, it should say that this host and port, or this IP and its port is closed, okay, and otherwise it is open. Now, how catch works? Catch, this is the command, and what it takes between those braces in green, okay, is the code that to be checked. If it crashes, it makes like a crash, something like similar to dividing by a 0, like any number division by 0 should crash the program right on. So to maneuver away from this and keep the program running, okay, we use catch. So if catch does returns a 0, then everything's fine. Otherwise, it's there is a problem. So when I create a socket, this is a socket pointer, okay? The sock file, okay, the sock variable I mean, okay, is a pointer to the socket. And the socket, you know, when you want to make a connection, you get the plug and put it into the wall, okay? And the wall has the socket. So this is how we make a connection, okay? So this is the command named socket that does the internet connection, okay? On the software level, okay? And then I tell it to which host I'm connecting and which port I'm connecting. Now, just for now, understand that socket is not just for connecting directly to something, okay? You can make a server socket, not just a client socket, because this is a client socket, okay? And for us, just for this lesson, because port scanning is a matter of just connecting and checking whether there is a service there. Okay, that's the port number. The port number is the number of the service that's on the server or the serving computer. Okay. So all I need is to make that socket. And the sockets, by the way, work very much like the open command. They use puts and gets, and that we got to it later in the next lesson or thereafter. Okay. So now you understood now when I cannot connect. So I'm telling you from now that if the socket does not work, it will crash the application. So that's why I put it inside a catch block, okay? And this is if you know programming like Java or something like that. It's like the try and catch block, okay? but here it's simpler. So and as I told you, it tells you whether this procedure or this connection to that port and that host, okay, is correct or not, okay, or works or not works, or open or closed. Cool. So this is all what we need to check if the port is open or closed, okay, on some IP. Now, this is how I read the file, this file, okay, the data file, okay. So I made a data file which I upload to the already because to the router because it's R here, okay. I'm just reading now, and when I put the mod R, this means the file has to exist already. So and I create the file contents by reading the whole file, okay, as a read from read fv command, okay. I'll just close the file. That's all. This part means loading the file into memory, and that's it. Done. You do your and start your work. Now, the file contents I must also, because it has to be line by line, okay. So between us, just for now, if I say delete and /n, okay, here, okay, this is how I'm breaking the line, okay. I mean, this is by now as is here, okay, is the file contents. Now when I do split, okay, imagine that this is the new line like this. So this is how I'm getting new lines. This is how I'm later with the for each loop I'm parsing the file line by line, okay. So this is where the split goes, and this is one line in the file, okay. Now I set the task, okay, as splitting the line by their delimiter, and the delimiter here, okay, is this character. This is the one that makes a separation between every kind of data, like the IP versus port 1, port 2, port 3, and so on, okay. Now the IP, of course, is at index 0, okay. So it's at the list index number 0 because it's the first one. But if I want to get the rest of the ports, okay, it's the range from the second one, which is the index number 1, till the end, okay. Because what's happening now, after I split using the semicolon, now I've got words of the list, okay. So I mean, it will turn like this. Let's copy this, Control C, V, and I'm gonna get them as such. Cool. And maybe if you want to say 21, 3306, and 5000, okay. So this is the ports list, okay. I will take this range, okay, as a list, and this I'm going to iterate over, okay, on the same IP, okay. So so this is how I do for each port from the port list, because this L range gives me a new list. So this is the ports list, okay. And I do connect, which is what, this one, okay, and it passes the IP to the host and the port to the port here, okay, and the work starts, okay. Now let's go to the router. Everything is there, the script and the file data.list, okay, and see how it runs. You know, I don't want to type a lot, just like this, dir. Okay, see? First of all, he loaded the file. Okay, that's the script. Okay, and on every IP being scanned, okay, it tells which is closed, which is open. Now I have port 80 is the web server. It's running on my own PC. Okay, so because we can access the TFTP server on our PC, I can get to it. Okay. Now 21 is closed, for example. This is the MySQL server. Okay, the database server. So you know, you get it. So this is how I'm checking whether there's a port open or a port is closed. And that's it. And thanks for watching.